What's going on, everybody? Jarrett with Jarrett Rushing Fishing back with you again today. Now, what you're about to watch here is a tournament recap of the 2021 Rumble on the River tournament sponsored by the Arkansas Bass Team Trail. Now, I have to apologize right off the bat. I didn't record at all in the boat, and it wasn't because I didn't bring my GoPro. Come to find out, the boat that I was borrowing did not have a screw-in lock for the YOLO stick that I was using, but instead it had one of the, I guess it's kind of a push stopper, and I did not have that adapter on my YOLO stick. So all I had was a screw in. We tried to put it in and it just would not work, but hey, it is what it is. So tournament recap, I'll make this quick and simple. I know that y'all aren't going to watch a 5-minute video of me just talking, but we did not get to practice at all on the Ouachita River due to me not having a boat right now. So I went in blind. You know, the good Lord just had it for us. He knew what we were going to do. We fished in Champel Creek, which is about 28 miles downriver, and fished there for about an hour and a half that morning, and we only caught small fish. I think we ended up catching 12 or 15 small bass out of that particular area. Biggest one, 11 and a half inches. We did miss one keeper in there, probably about a 13-incher, but at the end it wouldn't have really helped us anyways. We left there and we went south. I went to the Old River, and at the mouth of the Old River I ended up catching my second biggest bass of the day, which would have been a 457. Caught it on a spinnerbait. Caught it on a floating mat, a grass mat, and was really excited. We put that fish in the box and knew right then and there we had to put 4 more in with it. I mean, you don't start your day out, or I say start your day out, it was about 8:30, 8:45, but you don't put your first fish in the box at 4.5 pounds and then not fill out a limit. So we buckled down and fished extremely hard. Fished down towards the dam there at Callion, and my second keeper came actually on the concrete wall of the dam. We got down there and I pitched a spinnerbait in and reeled it by, and had a 12 1/4 inch Kentucky hit it. So we had 2 fish in the box. This is pushing 10 o'clock. So, you know, there's a big lull in between number 1 and number 2. We left and we went back up to Champano Creek, and at Champano Creek we caught well, just up from Champano, probably 1/4 mile, I caught a 2-pounder on a spinnerbait on another grass patch. It was actually water willow this time instead of, you know, the floating stuff. And then we went to the mouth of Champano, and my brother caught the 3rd biggest bass of our bag on a KVD square bill. You got noise in the background, I'm sorry, but a KVD square bill. We left there and we just started really honing in on what we thought was high percentage areas, and I threw a spinnerbait almost exclusively. My brother was throwing a square bill, and I ended up putting number 5 in the box. It was a 13 1/4-ish inch Kentucky, so that finished the limit out, completely finished it. At that time we knew that we had probably 11, I thought we had about 11 and a half pounds. To be honest, I thought that the fish that I had, the big one, was only about 4 pounds. I didn't think it was 4.5. But we left there, we went up to the mouth of the bay, and we did a quick drift down through the mouth and a little bit further south. And just right past the bay, there's a fallen down log, and I pitched a spinnerbait over the top of it. And as soon as the spinnerbait hit the water, the line tightened up. And I set the hook and drug it out, and it was that 460. Again, I thought that it was only about 4 pounds. My eyes were a little bit short yesterday. So the whole time me and Travis were thinking that we had probably 14 or so. I told him upper end 14.5. But whenever we got up to weigh in, we walked up there, weighed in, and we had 15.04 pounds. Good enough for first place. Extremely excited, again, extremely blessed. I'll tell 2 quick stories and then I'll wrap this thing up. Every morning I wake up and I say a prayer out loud, and prior to this tournament, the prayer that I prayed was a selfish one, but the Lord tells us to pray for what we want, and if it is in His plan, He will deliver. And what I prayed for specifically was the win. I asked God, I said, look, I know that a lot of people would just pray for 5 bass. I know a lot of people would just pray for a good show and a safe day on the water, and I want all of that. But I also am praying directly for the win, and the Lord delivered. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better prelude to that. Second thing, kind of not a story, but a wrap up. What we threw all day, again, all 5 of my keepers and all of my keeper bites came on a 1/4 ounce Booyah spinnerbait, tandem willow Colorado blade. It's just a standard chartreuse and white with a gold blade and a silver Colorado kicker. That's it, nothing special. No trailer, was not running trailer. I did slim down to a 1/4 ounce. I just wanted it to run through that grass a little bit better, because I can kind of pick and choose my avenues a little bit better with something that's only a 1/4 as opposed to 3/8 or an ounce or 1/2 ounce or whatever. And then of course my brother's keeper came on a KVD square bill, and it was in bluegill color. Let's see, I threw a man's baby 1- some and caught fish on it. I threw a whopper plopper some, caught fish on it. I threw an Arky stick and caught fish on it. And then my brother, he threw 2 or 3 colors of brush hogs and caught fish on them, and then threw a Arky salty crawling fry and caught fish on it as well. And we caught fish on everything, and although we wanted a flipping bite, the best fish that we caught all day yesterday were on moving baits. And again, 4 of the 5 keepers that we weighed in came on a spinnerbait and 1 on a square bill. So that's kind of the wrap up. Again, I apologize, there's no footage. We're going to include a few pictures right here at the end just so y'all can see. But I do appreciate everything that y'all do. Y'all do me a favor, like and subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Go follow ABTT on social media. Look at their YouTube page as well. Man, they got a lot of cool stuff. And one final thought before I close this thing out. I want to do a huge shout out to Jared Kaiser. I want to do a shout out to Blade Bachelor and John Carroll. All 3 are Anvil Jaw members with myself. They finished in the money. Likewise, let me see here. We had me, Bonner Brown, and John Carroll, which were all Beast Fishing Innovation team members. We all finished in the money. Hogskin members that fish, Nick Pasfume, Ronnie Duncan, Hub Duncan, Josh Morris, you know, appreciate all y'all. Taylor Murphy was there. And then also, of course, my Bradford Marine teammate, Scott Hines, he fished with a good buddy of mine, Seth Glaze. So, man, a lot of good people there, a lot of good showings by everybody. And that bottleneck was just at that 8 to 9 pounds. But luckily, like I said, the Lord looked out for us. We got above that hump, got to 15, brought home the W. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you got to do. Let's get this channel growing. So y'all take care. Like always, I'll keep chunking.